Peace. This is Wise for Wise Words Media back at y'all for another round. And fight fans, there's been a little bit of controversy and back and forth going on out here in the boxing world between Shakur Stevenson and Edgar Berlanga. This all stems from the fact that the both will be co-headlining a future Turkey Al-Sheikh Riyadh season event that is scheduled for July 12th. 2025 here in New York City. And the card was controversial at first because it was like, who's going to be the main event? You have a really good fight, which is going to be, I think, the fight of the night, which is Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda. That's going to be a really good fight. You have two clashing styles. You have William Zepeda, which is an offensive fighter. He throws a lot of punches, very good fighter. And then you have Shakur Stevenson, who we all know is very defensive. So you have two clashes in styles right there. Whose style is going to dominate whose? And then you have Edgar Berlanga versus Hamza Shiraz. So it was very interesting the way that it was worded, because Turkey Al-Sheikh, it seems like he said the promotion of this fight will be led by Shakur Stevenson, or the promotion of this event will be led by Shakur Stevenson. We will promote this heavily through Shakur Stevenson. However, the night of the fight, the main event will be Edgar Berlanga versus Shiraz. So this has raised a lot of eyebrows, and a lot of people are like surprised, like, why would you go with Edgar Berlanga as the main event when Shakur Stevenson is the more reputable, more established fighter? And this even came up in the Breakfast Club, where Shakur Stevenson was asked this by Charlemagne the God, and this led to Edgar Berlanga hearing the response, and where Shakur Stevenson said, hey, listen, if you take me off that card, who's gonna really be tuning in? I'm the big draw in this card. He's absolutely right. He's completely right. And I just want to tell y'all real quick, it's real simple. It's really easy why Edgar Berlanga is going to be in the main event and why Shakur is not. The real reason is very simple. Turkey Al-Sheikh likes Shiraz. He is a fan of Hamza Shiraz. Us over here in the States, we don't know much about Shiraz. We haven't really seen him until Riyadh season really started to kick off here in the States. So many of us over here on this side of the world, we're not familiar with Shiraz. I've seen him fight a couple times. Nothing special, I think, personally. You know, I usually judge a fighter after like 3 fights of seeing him. So I'm not going to quite judge him and say that I'm not impressed. But I haven't seen anything jump off the page yet when I've seen him fight. Now, he likes Shiraz. So much so, he went into he did a controversial move when Shiraz fought Dominican fighter Carlos Adames. What's his name? Turkey Al-Sheikh was caught going into Shiraz's corner, whispering advice and telling him, some say he was telling him the scorecard, giving him like updates of the scorecard and whispering advice in his ear. You only do that to somebody that you like. And it's clear Turkey Al-Sheikh never did that to anybody. He's never done that. You always see him front row just chilling, you know, observing. But this time he got up and got in Shiraz's ear and was telling him, giving him advices, I guess, breaking down the scorecard, like, yo, you got to do this, you got to pick it up. And that fight ended up being a draw. But that's the real reason here. It's his money and he does what he wants. That's basically it. Yes, Shakur Stevenson is the bigger draw, bigger name, and it's the better fight. Shakur versus William Zepeda, this fight has been a fight that was supposed to happen for a while already. I'm excited. It's finally going to happen. This is going to be a really good fight. Zepeda, Mexican. He's going to come with the Mexican style, coming straight forward at Shakur Stevenson, applying a lot of pressure. At Shakur Stevenson, we're going to see how he reacts to this pressure, because he's going to have a Mexican fighter. This is reminiscent of when Floyd Mayweather fought Jose Luis Castillo. This is that type of fight where Floyd Mayweather, we all know him for being a defensive mastermind, but now he's about to fight Jose Luis Castillo, who's a he's very offensive pressure fighter that is relentless, going to continue to throw punches. Zepeda is the same way. He throws a lot of punches, and Shakur, being a la Floyd, is more the defensive guy. So we're going to see whose style overcomes whose. And it's going to force Shakur to be a lot more offensive because he doesn't want to go down in the scorecards neither. But the fact that Shiraz is on this card and Turki Al-Sheikh is clearly a Shiraz fan, it's his money. He does what he wants. He wants to push Shiraz in the headlines. He wants to push Shiraz. This is probably his way of saying, look, I'm going to headline you in New York. This is going to make you a star. So it's quite simple as that. It's not because one fight is better than the other, whatever. It's not because of that. You know, Shakur is the more established, the more reputable name. The fact that Berlanga is in a fight with Shiraz and Turki Al-Sheikh clearly likes Shiraz to the extent that he did something controversial just to light a fire in Shiraz during a fight, that's all it took for me to know he likes Shiraz. He's a fan of his. He's on the same side of the world as Shiraz, so he gets to see him more. I don't really know Shiraz like that. I just started seeing through Riyadh season. And again, I haven't really been impressed. But this is the real reason. It's the reason. It's because he likes Shiraz. And he thinks putting Shiraz as a main event in New York is going to further establish his name, is going to push him out there, further promote him. That's what I feel, because clearly Shakur Zepeda is the bigger fight, but he likes Shiraz. It's his money. He can do what he wants, until we get another promoter with big dollars that can match that, and they can put whoever they want as the headliner. Until then, we just got to do what we got to do. We got to sit back and watch Shiraz and Berlanga in the main event. But that's clearly because Turki likes Shiraz. It's the only logical explanation. Shiraz is a Turki guy. That's it. Point blank, period. He's a guy, a Turki guy. Turki got the funds. He's providing the money for the fight. What he says goes because his pockets was making this event happen. Quite simple as that. I'm Waz for Waz Words Media. Peace.